Hey, what's up everyone? This is your boy Jay, and I am back with another video for you guys today. And this is not how I was just gonna start my video, just my voice cutting out for a second, but hopefully everyone is doing well, especially for those who are new to my channel and for those who are loyal subscribers also. I'm doing a video request too for my dear friend Cecily, since today, is her birthday, on April 17th. So happy birthday to my friend Cecily, and especially to anyone who's having an April birthday too, besides myself. But anyways, getting back to what I was going to talk about too, when it comes to this video, and I really want to talk about a um, certain fetish that I just discovered too. You probably noticed that too for anyone who is FBA for well, African American too. I don't know how to say it too nowadays. There's so many initials when it comes to my people too. When it comes to just how people perceive us too, and everything else. And it's just like I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Get Out. It's just a really crazy, crazy movie about this guy. When it comes to him and his girlfriend, paying a trip to see them, and they just really act so weird when it comes to just how they view him and everything else. And there's like a whole different plot whatsoever, and it's just crazy, crazy things. And it just really opened my eyes. It's a really eye opener movie too. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's pretty. I think it's pretty few years old, but it's really, really, really mind provoking. So but today I want to share something with you guys too when it comes to just something I've just noticed, recently. And for those who, don't pay attention to YouTube drama or anything else, I totally understand that too. And just as a disclaimer, if you guys don't feel comfortable watching this whatsoever, I totally understand if you just want to close this video and just see if you guys feel, if you want to unsub to when it comes to what I'm about to share. I totally understand that too, and just with everything else. But I really do want to share something that's really kind of eerie too, when it comes to the get out fetish. If for any black men and black women in America to have experienced this, if like certain people trying to like fetish, when it comes to our ancestors, suffering and everything else too, and trying to um, how say just really trying to I say not provoke it, but just really trying to just trying to fetishize it in a really crazy and manipulative and disgusting way too. So there's this incident with this content creator named Just Pearly Things. Her name is Hannah Pearl Davis, I think. I don't want to put her name out there, but I'm not sure it's true. But recently she got some flack about, when it comes to just what she said too about my people as well. And it's just like, a lot of people have just really, bring some light towards it too. And the footage I'm going to share with you guys too is from a content creator called Mike TV. So shout out to him. This is his footage. And what I'm about to share too can really just really be, kind of crazy too. So if you guys don't feel comfortable, again too, I understand if you want to close this video, but I'm really going to share this, these couple of clips for you guys too. And when you guys watch this too, if you guys continue to watch it, just really if I understand if you feel upset or angry or offended. I mean, I totally understand that too. So without further ado too, and just really notice something too when it comes to watching these videos too, a certain look from Pearl, when it comes to talking about our people's suffering, when it comes to reparations and all that. So without further ado, I'm gonna play this for
But when they need votes, they'll say, "Oh, reparations," and black people be like, "Yeah, we do need reparations," and then boom, they get them to the polls.
Yeah, because like what you said before about reparations, when you said that, I was like, you can't say that. Da, 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 da. In my head, and then I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, just imagine if the black community right now got reparations. Yes, it would help a lot of people, but a lot of people don't know how to manage money well, and it would be gone in an instant and they would be right back to where they were. Like, okay, you got reparations, now you're back in the same spot. Like, what are you going to do to help yourself? And it's like, I wish there was people talking about this. Like, if you do get reparations, what are you going to do to keep your generational wealth going?
Yeah, so how would reparations work with the black slave owners? Would they owe reparations, or?
Okay, so there were black people that were fighting for the Confederacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The free,
Gotcha.
because it wasn't about race. To them, they got their slavery, and they're like, oh, their freedom, not their slavery. They got their freedom, and they're like, oh, I know how to run a plantation. Let me start one. And they went and bought slaves, ran their own plantation, and then they're like, oh shit, you want to take this away? Oh no.
Gotcha.
And then it was an institution, like globally.
This instrumental use of history, or
So
why is the white girl laughing? Why is that funny? What was just said about the transatlantic slave trade? What was just said about roots? What was just said that was funny? If she was discussing what happened in Germany with that one party, you know, who we won't talk about. If we talk about the German atrocities, I don't know if she would speak about it with a smile on her face like this, guys. Why does this Maya woman have a smile on her face as she talks about our oppression, as our suffering is discussed? Why does she have the black girl looks totally confused. The black girl looks like this is her first time learning anything about foundational black American culture, but the white girl looks so happy. What is funny to her?
I know you're probably thinking like, what the fuck did I just watch? And I understand how you feel when it comes to those clips that you guys saw. I mean, from what I've seen too, when I first saw it the first time, I was like for real? It's like, like my whole bunch of thoughts came into my head when I first saw this too. Especially, what Mike TV have shared too, and it's like, what the hell? And it's just like, makes you like think like, are you kidding me? It's like, like it makes you want to say this too, and just like doing it in a very powerful way, like,
God, you are a fucking moron.
And I get it. I mean, damn. I mean, it's just so painful to just see our people being fetishized in a way that's just very manipulative and disgusting. And, I'm the last person to talk about when it comes to just, when it comes to, when it comes to reparations, because I know about it, but I don't know fully about it. And I have to do my own research of it too. And, shout out to Mike TV for just bringing awareness towards it too, and especially to other content creators who are just really bring awareness about when it comes to how someone from another, background is just really, fetishizing our people's suffering when it comes to just, what we've been through for the last 400 and 500 years, and just, it's just like crazy because, I'm a kind of person, I'm just sharing my own perspective. It's just to where, like, I just like, people to just really connect in a very powerful and healthy way, whether they're black, if they're white, if a black woman loves a black man, if a black woman loves a white man, or, with anything too from a healthy space. I'm totally down for that. I mean, this is just me sharing my perspective, but just to see, what, Pearl has said too in those clips, it's just like, just like the way she was smiling when it comes to just, she thinks it was funny just because what happened with our people when it comes to their suffering is just really disgusting. And just like, if you guys feel a certain type of way too and everything else, I mean, I totally get it. I mean, sometimes, when it comes to people like that, you just really have to just really keep your distance, and just really keeping your distance in a way that's just really, healthy just for you too. And especially if anyone who's just, especially for any black man or black woman who's listening to this too, it's just like, if anyone fetishize you in that kind of way too. It's just like when it comes to just in a very toxic and unhealthy way too. Just really, if it doesn't feel right to you if it's like a new friendship or if it's romantic or just with anything too, just really if it doesn't feel right to you, you don't have to just pursue it. Or just when it comes to just stand your ground, creating some boundaries with that person too. And I know probably for those who are listening, probably part of my advice may not be helpful. I mean, I totally get it. And it's sometimes too with this crazy get out fetish too. It's like for any black man who's listening to this, also, if you ever notice that like with certain women who kind of like they like to connect with certain black men like myself, have a good time when it comes to sex or when it comes to friendship. I mean, like I'm just gonna be honest with you guys too. I mean, I've connected with women who kind of, I say have not have this kind of fetish, but they like hanging out with guys like myself in a healthy way. Like they like my company, they appreciate who I am as a person and everything else. But man, it's just like what Pearl was displaying too was just so it was just crazy. I mean, just like talking about it too is just not giving me a headache, but man, it's just like oof. I honestly needed this sage when it comes to doing this video, doing this request from my friend. It was just like, man, like why did she do that? It's just so like what? Just like it makes you just like facepalm. It just makes you just think like that. But when it comes to that, I mean, when it comes to those kind of people too who have those kind of unhealthy kind of habits and thinking in ways too, it's just like you really it's got to really just discern and just really when it comes to other people and just like when you figure that out who they are and just like really distance yourself from it too. I mean, shit, like I mean, I'm not that kind of person to just diss someone else, but I'm not gonna let anyone diss my people. I mean, I love black women, and just like I love appreciate black men. I'm not gonna let anyone disrespect African Americans in this country, and especially for those who dealt with so much pain and suffering when it comes to each of our families for the last 400 and 500 years too. I mean, if I'm totally wrong about the information about that too, feel free to educate me. I'm totally open to learn, re-educate myself too. But I just really want to say to anyone who is listening to also, it's just like, just really embracing who you are as a human being. And just like when it comes to just, embracing who you are as a human being, just really not letting anyone just really fetishizing you in a very unhealthy way. I mean, it's okay if someone likes you for who you are more than just if you have a big dick or if you have a beautiful skin. I mean, that's cool and all, but if it gets to a point where it's just like they start treating you a certain way, if they just treat you like I don't want to say the SAVE word too, especially if they're trying to control you in a very unhealthy and toxic way, and especially in most cases, if it's personal or if it's professional, especially, just really nip that shit in the bud. It's just like, tell them, hey, I ain't down with this shit. Don't ever disrespect me and our heritage too. We're not going to take that shit. So it's just like that could be a good example for, for African Americans, especially, like myself and anyone who is listening to this video, is just to really stand your ground, embracing who you are, and don't take no shit from anyone, especially if, especially black women, especially black men too. So I'm just going to get that out there also. And just like, for anyone who loves to date, black women, any black men who love to date black women, white women too, or just like, anyone who just really loves you for who you are, just really doing that also too. And especially for black women, if black women love to date, other women or even men who appreciate you for who you are and more than just, your physical attributes and everything else too. It's just really beautiful to do that from a healthy space. and really just continue to be who you are, being proud of who you are, embracing who you are too, and just really doing that in your own way also. Don't let no one just tell you how you should be when it comes to being a black man and a black woman in America, and just really doing that also in your own way too, and just really being proud of who you are. Because I'm proud of who I am as a black man, as a and whether I'm connecting with a black woman, if I'm connected with a white woman, if she's Mexican, if she's Brazilian, and I'm not gonna talk shit about my own women. I mean, women from my black women. I'm never gonna talk shit about black women or any other women too, because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not evil. I'm proud of who I am. I'm continuing to heal and just embrace, those kind of things too, and just really being proud of who I am and just really sticking to that. And for those who are listening, also, especially when it comes to African American heritage too, just really being proud of who you are, especially when you're a man or you're a woman too, and just really owning that in your own way too. For those who are still watching this video, also I pulled 3 oracle cards for for this video too, about being aware of this get out fetish. Also, that Pearl has displayed from those clips. And just like for those who don't like, when it comes to oracle readings or don't know what it's about too, I mean, it's a beautiful tool for anyone who's intuitive and just has a really intuitive nature also, to just really connect, help you connect with your own intuitive senses also. And, whether you guys like oracle cards or if you don't too, that's totally fine also. I'm not trying to shove this down your throat or just, trying to, or anything else too. But if anyone is open to receiving these messages that I pulled to for this video, also, you're more than welcome to just, share your own feelings and thoughts about it too. So when it comes to these 3 powerful messages, that I pulled for, this video also, just like when it comes to kindness also, just really, being open to just really practicing kindness towards yourself also. If anyone is just really trying to put you down or trying to just, make you feel a certain way too, you can really just reverse that just really by practicing kindness towards yourself too, and especially when it comes to your mind, your heart, your relationships, to really just not let them live rent free in your head too. And just like when it comes to practicing kindness, and especially when it comes to this message, also just really, doing that from a healthy space to just really, you know, practicing kindness wherever you go, even if it's the most difficult thing you could do too, because sometimes you want to just cuss a motherfucker out, and just like when it comes to the crazy shit as that Pro has displayed too, when it comes to those clips, and just like with everything else. So yeah, and just like practicing kindness can really just take us far too when it comes to this video. When it comes to being aware of this get out fetish too, when it comes to that. And just really always doing your best to find your equal ground also. It's kind of like, when it comes to practicing kindness, but also finding your equal ground, just really taking no shit from anyone. So when it comes to this message, I know this is probably, I think it comes with, Jewish folklore also, just really doing your best to just really find that equal ground within yourself. Just really, don't take no shit from anyone, and just really, doing that from a healthy space also, to really just, find that equal ground. Don't take no shit from anyone. Don't let no one fetishize you in a way that's just really disgusting, degrading, etc. When it comes to equality, just really find that equal ground and don't take no shit from anyone. And just really doing your best to really just being creative with that also, just like when it comes to this message. So when it comes to being creative, I mean, taking action to being creative is so powerful, and just really doing that from a healthy space to really appreciate who we are as, African Americans too, or any other ethnicity too. If anyone, fetishizes you in a very disgusting, degrading way too, you can reverse that when it comes to practicing kindness towards yourself, and just really find that equal ground too, and just really being creative with it also. So whether you want to put your own spin to it, how you can really just embrace who you are as a human being, whether you're a black woman, if you're a black man, you know, if you're native, you know, if you're from Jamaica, etc. too. It's really doing that also, to just really taking no shit from anyone, being proud of who you are also, especially when it comes to being a black woman, being a black man in America also, and just really taking action, to really being creative also with it as well. So when it comes to these three messages too, especially for, you know, anyone who's continuing to watch in this video, just really, you know, doing your best to just really practicing kindness towards yourself also, the best way that you can to, even if it's the most difficult thing you can do also. And just really, you know, take, just really taking no shit from anyone. Don't let no one just fetishize you in a way that's just very degrading or disgusting. And just really find that equal ground within yourself too, and especially in your life also, when it comes to this message. And just really being creative with that also, just to really take no shit from anyone, and just really embracing who you are as a black woman, as a black man, Native American man, Native American woman, you know, just really embracing that who you are, also being proud of who you are, and just really taking action to really just being creative, you know, also in your life, also in so many ways, with your goals, with, you know, your talents, etc. So with that being said, you know, that concludes the video also. I thank you guys for those who are continuing to watch this video also. If I offended anyone also, that was not my purpose to, but I just really want to bring awareness towards this kind of weird ass fetish most people have to nowadays, especially when it comes to fetishizing certain, you know, people's I say ethnicities, and just really, you know, when it comes to ancestral, you know, backgrounds also. And it's just really important to really just bring light towards it too, to just really, you know, to stand up for what's right. And just like when it comes to, you know, with my people also, I'm really continuing to, you know, I'm a big supporter when it comes to reparations for African Americans, especially, you know, for my family's sake too, and, you know, for all, African American families too in America also. I'm a big supporter of reparations, and I'm proudly say this too. So big shout out to Mike TV also. Hopefully it's, I mean, when it comes to, you know, I say, you know, dang, I can't put the word for it too. Shit, just like, you know, sharing footage too. I mean, if he wants to share mine, I'm totally okay with that also. And just, you know, big shout out to all the people who are, you know, powerful human beings, and just really when it comes to just, you know, being proud of who they are, especially when it comes to being a black woman, being a black man, and just really continue to be who you are also, and don't let no one just really, you know, bring you down, talk shit, fetishize you in a very crazy, disgusting, degrading way too. Just really reversing that shit and taking no shit from anyone too. So if I get tons of dislikes, and, you know, or some other trolls get me too, I mean, I have nothing against you guys. I've said this before, you know, I'll say it again, but I'll leave this powerful message for you guys too, that you can take and just really integrate in that too. Let that marinate within yourself too, just if you're trying to come at me also. So without further ado, I'm just going to play this clip and how I feel when it comes to the trolls or anyone who's trying to attack me, and I'll just leave you with this.
You can't harm me. Are you a fucking ass?